Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, we're continuing with this stupid, idiotic story of Holly trying to get with Johnny. Holly being the 16-year-old and Johnny being, well, age over 21, right? And at some point, Chanel, after talking to Tate and stuff like that, confronts Holly and is like, I see what you're doing. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I felt like some of the stuff she was saying was kinda unnecessary. Like she should have just got right to the point and been like, yo, listen, he's too old for you and he's taken. But it's like she tried to do this whole mean girls thing, sorta, like this sort of mean girl sassy thing that was going on, and it was just like, this is kind of cringe and it's really unnecessary. And of course, Holly's lies and she's all like, oh no, man, the Tate. I'm just like, and we're keeping this charade going. So of course Tate comes back, and Johnny eventually gets there, and Holly's like, yeah, well, I was just telling them that I want to be with you, but your dad is being very hard on you because of what happened with the school and stuff. And Tate just plays. Tate is like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. So he's like, no, 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 don't worry about it. We're gonna work it out. Yeah, I'm not even worried about my dad. The hell with my dad at this point. I can't, I want to be with you or whatever. So he sits down, he puts his arm around Holly. Holly just has that look in her face like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be playing along. What's the matter with you? Um, so it was kind of somewhat funny, or as funny as a situation like this can possibly get with a very annoying character. Now, Jackie Cox comes in because I'm going to be honest, I have no idea why she came in there for, or he. Anyway, he gets there and he's trying to convince Dimitri to skip town with him. Saying that, listen, I just want to sit there and stick it to Leo. Tries his best to convince him to skip town and don't help him out, and talks about their time together and stuff like that. It was really pointless because in the end he was just going to he was going to sit there and save Leo because he loves Leo. So this whole act, I felt like it wasn't needed. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like it wasn't needed. I know it was like 30 minutes, but it was like y'all couldn't have found anything other to sit there and fill this time slot part or whatever. I don't know. And then in the end, he just wound up leaving anyway. So it was like this is just pointless. And at first, Leo didn't want to take the deal because he didn't want Dimitri going to jail. He was already touched enough that he would do something like that. He was like, listen, that's enough. So he's arguing with Sloan, and Sloan's like, no, I'm just gonna do it. Sloan gets a call from Eric, and Eric tells Sloan that, hey, listen, I'm running a DNA test. I couldn't sit there and get a chance to tell you. So now Sloan is in panic mode. Not that long ago, Sloan, Eric, and Nicole are waiting together, and Nicole gets upset with Eric because, she's all like, that's my baby. And Eric is like, listen, I want to do this for you for closure and stuff. And, she snaps at him talking about, oh, you think I'm crazy, this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, Nicole, how about you thank him for actually doing this in the first place? Because he really doesn't actually have to do this for you. You're snapping at the wrong person for him sitting there doing this for you. If I should tell you the truth, you could sit there and just take his baby and just go home. He doesn't have to do this for you. Anyway, um, eventually Sloan gets there and she's all like, oh, I didn't consent, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And at this point, it's already so cool too late. Now, I'm pretty sure Sloan got there, paid somebody, so when they open the test, it's not Nicole's baby. I don't think they're going to pull a GH and have this go on for months and months and months. And yes, that is a dig at GH. But I don't think that it's going to be solved right away. Just don't see it happening. Um, EJ does, he's in there, and after talking to Sloan, before he was like, what, listen, whatever, fine, I'll take him. I'd rather take Dimitri than Leo anyway, since he's the one that was actually driving. He does come in there with Leo. He's like, all right, so we're here. And Leo's like, well, I guess I'll be free to go as soon as Dimitri gets there. EJ thinking that he's not going to show up. As he's in mid sentence, Dimitri shows right up at the door. So, if you saw the winter previews, at this point you already know. If you didn't watch it, then I'm not gonna. Well, I feel like kind of already spoiled it, but let's be honest. I think at this point we all knew that once she opens up that file, most likely it's not going to come up the way that Nicole wants it to. I feel like that's about it. For the most part, this episode is pretty decent. I could have did without the whole Jackie Cox thing because it didn't go anywhere. Holly is just annoying from start to finish. So here's the sad thing is that she's not as worse as the whole Teresa Gwen thing. So I give her a little bit more props. Actually, not never mind. Take that back. Holly's actually, I think, just with Teresa, it just doesn't work for me. But Holly is still a lot more annoying. So maybe I could have probably just went with a Teresa scene, even though I don't like those scenes either. But it's not as annoying. So I don't know what they're doing with this show, with this Teresa character. It sucks that I guess they don't feel like they have more story for Gwen. They have more story for Gwen, and that we're kind of stuck with this character. You know, I mean, the nice part is that she still has a job, she's still working and stuff, but this is one of those things where it's like maybe the character just ran its course, and it's not like here's the thing: it's not like she can't show up on any one of the other shows. I mean, I could sit there and see her being something on GH. Um, Hell, I even take except for B&B, I'll take her on Y&R. I would take her on Y&R. I heard she at one point she was actually on Y&R. Maybe she can't play that character. Maybe play a different character. I don't know. It just this whole thing is just not working. But unfortunately, we're just kind of stuck with it. So yeah. Anyway, I feel like there's probably more that I didn't sit there and say. So as I sit there and say with all of my videos, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, Born and Beautiful, Young and the Restless. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.